It's July 2010. In a few short days, 13 high schoolers from urban New York City will embark on a journey to the foothills of the Himalayan mountains. It's an experience they've spent 8 months preparing for with nonprofit Global Learning Across Borders. It's the hope that through international immersion, these students will be able to better compete in the college admissions process. Students have been accepted from across the New York public school system, a system where only 61% of students will reach graduation.
There may not be toilet paper in every bathroom you go to. So there will always be a little spout with water. So we're gonna leave on Friday, and we'll take a night flight to Delhi, which will be 14 hours. We'll wake up on Sunday and we'll have a Delhi day where we go and we explore Delhi. And then on Monday we head off to Dharamsala, which is where we'll spend the majority of our time.
The reason why I want to go to India is because I feel like not many people in my family were able to leave out of the country.
Jasmine lives with her sister and her mother in the Bronx and takes care of an infant, Malia, who is the daughter of a downstairs neighbor.
I have a top 5 things of what I want to be when I grow up. I always said I want to be a pediatrician, but if I'm unable to become a pediatrician, I want to become a child psychologist. And if I don't become a child psychologist, I want to become a lawyer. And if I'm not a lawyer, I want to become a photographer. And if I'm not a photographer, I'm going to become a journalist.
My name is Peter Borges, and I live in the Bronx. What I like about New York City, I like the way it's packed. It's always people outside. It's like it gets attached to me because like when I'm like somewhere else, I can't stand it. It's like too quiet, and you know I always miss the Bronx. Ever since the 10th grade, the reason that I wanted to be an environmental scientist is because I just love nature. I just really want to help out. I see in the news all these disasters and all these things that could have been avoided, but nobody has really taken action. And you know, I want to take the action.
Peter lives with his father, who has recently been released from prison after an 8-year term.
You know, he really regrets going to prison. Like, he talks to me, like, he gets very sentimental about it. He starts like tearing up sometimes. He'd be like, you know, I should have been there for you and stuff like that. Because like, I really didn't know like my dad. The thing that changed like my life basically was my mom passing away. So it's nothing like your mom. You only get one set of parents.
My parents are immigrants from China. I lived in China when I was younger. Then I moved here and I learned English so fast that I forgot my Chinese. Living in New York City, I'm more like influenced by like pop culture and everything that's American, and I feel like I'm not in touch with my Asian side.
Christina lives with her sister and parents on the Lower East Side of Manhattan.
I wanted to go to India to have a new experience. I've never been to such a foreign country before, and I also wanted to learn more about my background as a Buddhist.
I didn't go to sleep the night before the trip because I was really happy about going. I talked to my Pandy. Pandy is my teddy bear, because me and Pandy had a lot in common, because that was Pandy's first time on the plane. I was telling him that it wasn't that bad. I was in Delhi. I was thinking, what am I getting myself into? Because I wasn't expecting to see so much poverty and beggars.
India, I'm there. You know, I can smell smog and pollution. I can also smell sweat from other humans. I smell summer.
India smells like crayons, dirt, animal poop. The people are like just coming up to you, asking you questions, like, can you give them money for food and that the babies are hungry?
The way they stare at you is really weird too. I think they think that we're weird.
Dharamsala is 300 miles north of the flat, dry plains of Delhi. It's nestled right in the very tip of the country between the Chinese and Pakistan border. Dharamsala is home to a Tibetan refugee community who were driven across the Chinese border from Tibet in 1959. It is a central gathering place for Buddhists all over the world and is the exiled home of the Dalai Lama. Students will be staying with local Tibetan families for 2 weeks, studying the culture from the inside out.
Okay,
Ashley and Amanda. And your Amala is? Jewelry.
Yes.
Jasmine. Christina.
Bye-bye.
Practice your Tibetan.
I will.
Simjanango.
Simjanango.
Having a homestay family was pretty awesome. I spent most of my time with my homestay mom. You know, she was really, and she was a mother figure. You know, she was always like, if you need anything, you know, I'm here. She asks me, do you know how to make tea? And I respond, no, I have never made it the way you guys make it. So she tells me, let's go right now to the kitchen, because that's the first thing that I'm gonna teach you how to do. In our household, this is what we do every day. It's important for you to know how to make tea.
I'm walking into the temple and I feel really spiritual.
Buddhism has a strong focus on learning to be content without the attachment to material things. It's a faith tradition that brings strength to the entire refugee community, many of whom live with only the barest of necessities.
I
really liked her speech because she really told us like about her past, and she has so much wisdom in her soul.
Ni jamu karato hoshi kan hega de kanda zete zena. Maso beba lo da chero su shimo to ke yang pore. Pore su chichuku. O nemba no pote ge su ni ze de ni gingo te aha. Monso no la ngato de ni leje tam momo ke pe kuntra sa ti ze de ni ngato kho ando ni de ando ta kildre.
They took down the temples and everything that was sacred to them, and they basically like started ruling the people. And they said they couldn't put pictures of the Dalai Lama up, or else they'll like have to go be sent to prison.
She was in prison for 27 years. That's like double my life. Like that's like, whoa, that's like extremely long. 27 years. So compared to my dad, trust me, she had it way worse. Just imagine 150 people and just 4 survived.
Hundreds continue to make their escape from Tibet in search of religious freedom. For children whose parents die on the way or have become too poor to take care of them, the Tibetan Children's Village fills an unfortunate need.
We actually stopped by an orphanage, and there was a whole bunch of little kids. So I guess they were unaware, that their parents went there. And they all seemed happy. This little boy, and he came up to me, he grabbed my hand. So he took me to his crib to go see where he slept.
The Tibetan Children's Village was so cute. The little kids, oh my gosh, they're so adorable.
I played inside the little playrooms with them for a little while, and it was so awesome.
Arch your spine and attach posture. Up to the whole space. Stay here. Dhanasana. Open the hands shoulder level. Open the heart. Look all the way in one.
So we got to the Tonka class painting, and it's really it feels like a rainforest. There was a whole bunch of trees surrounding us.
The Dalai Lama's master artist, he was there to teach us.
Tonka painting is an ancient art form from Tibet that focuses on geometric precision and symmetry.
And he gives us the sheet and he says, you're gonna be drawing the face of the Buddha today. And I tell myself, how are we gonna draw this? It's so detailed and so precise.
It's so detailed. You basically have a graph and you have to draw everything the way it was mapped out. So it was cool having the master there. He'll see my drawing and he'll kind of erase it and do it over for me lightly, and then I'll sketch over it. So that was pretty cool.
It taught me that patience is key, basically. And to perfect something, you need to follow rules. You can't rush through life. You need to take your time in order to perfect something. So, pita?
Yeah, pita.
All right.
Pita.
You like?
Yeah,
nice?
like it is very nice.
Buddhism.
Hello, Dada. You want to make tea or?
Yeah, make tea. No?
Yeah.
And I'm really grateful like the Tibetan people are like very forgiving. They haven't like treated me any different. Like my mala, my pala, they're like, oh, you're Chinese. Oh, do you know any? Can you speak Chinese? They're like really interested in my language, and they wanted to know more. So I was really grateful to that.
There was a little boy at the house, and he would wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and he would like make me tea. He was washing my clothes on his hands. They said that he belonged to another family, but they had to go somewhere else. So they bought him for 2 years. And I didn't understand the fact of having to buy an Indian child. He had burns and stuff on his arm, and I was kind of scared to ask him questions because I didn't know if he was allowed to really talk about it. He said he went to school, but I never seen him go to school. He said he was on vacation. But I had a lot of concerns about him.
After goodbyes with their families, the group descends out of the Himalayas.
So we stopped by a village, and the people there, I guess we seem taboo to them. They really don't get a lot of, foreign visitors, so it was like something new for them. So when we arrived, it was like, wow, like these people actually took their time out just to come visit us. So they was really nice to us and wanted us to, take pictures with them, and they wanted to take pictures with us. Everybody was just there and happy, and you didn't see not one person, upset. Everybody was excited, everyone, even our group, We sang with them, they danced, we danced. I think they really liked our presence there because it brought more life to their village. Even though they lived so far from us, it felt connected in a weird way. I didn't want anybody to know that I was already in America. When I got home, he's actually really, really surprised. He's like, hey, I thought you wasn't coming for another 2 days, and he's happy, and he's like, all right, so tell me how it was, and I showed him the pictures, and he's amazed, and he's like, wow, how many people can actually say that they have been to India at your age? And I feel comfortable. I'm home.
Peter is now attending college at the State University of New York in Brockport. His first semester, he wrote a paper on the Tibetan political issue.
I have changed because now my thoughts aren't basic. I go more deeper into everything that I see around me. And going to India, it helped me dig deep into myself. And I find the inner me basically. The inner me that don't need all the material clothes and don't need a lot of money to flaunt. It showed me that life is only once. You only live once, and you can't just waste your time and your life, chasing things that aren't really important to you.
Jasmine has deferred on college and has joined the workforce with a healthcare company.
What made a major impact on me from the India trip would probably be responsibility, because I realized I'm not gonna always have somebody to depend on. You know, when I was out there, I had to make a lot of decisions on my own.
Christina won a Posse Foundation scholarship that provides full college tuition for 4 years. She now attends Trinity College in Connecticut.
I think it was definitely worth going to this trip. I was just thinking about how in America it's all about money. Oh, you know, I want this, I want that. You can never have too much money. That money that you want to buy something for can go to so much more. You can help a child go to school. You can do so much more with that money than, you know, get a bag so you can look better for other people, you know. In the West, it's all about appearances, but in third world countries, it's about survival.